Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taylor Jones. And do you have any idea what time it is?
Cold man's winter.
Hey everybody, my name is Taylor Jones and welcome back to my YouTube channel, TC Jones Edits, and another episode of Cold Man's Winter. And remember, for those that didn't watch the last episode, don't worry, the link will be in the description bar down below. So feel free to check it all out. But right now, I feel like it's about time to give you some brand new information, like brand new topics for Cold Man's Winter Season 3. And what better way to talk about a topic on a beautiful sunny day when you think about the sun shining, you think about Roy Ayers' classic. Shout out to Roy Ayers. You know, the my life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine, which is true. We all love the sunshine. We all love beautiful weather. But unfortunately, you got to know the true meaning of being free, as in this episode 12, is all about freedom. Now, when you think of freedom, you think of Harriet Tubman freeing the slaves from America to Canada, the Underground Railroad, and also you think about singing the national anthem or the land of the free, that part right there, land of the free. Well, I remember on Call My Name by Prince, Rest in Purple, he said one line, the land of the free, somebody lied. And I figured all lies can be told about freedom. And also, when you think of freedom, you're thinking about your family, your loved ones, your friends, who's finally getting out of prison after serving a long life sentence. And it really feels like you want to start things over. You want to see him or her start things over for better, change their life, as in put God first, which is a good thing, the main thing you have to focus on. But for real, I never thought that being free meant so much. But unfortunately, to some people, freedom has its limits. There's a bad side to freedom. Now, what do you mean a bad side? Well, for like this, you're too free. You're trying to have so much fun, but you forgot that you have to make money. You got to work. You got to make ends meet. You got to pay bills. You got to do all that and learn how to set some standards, set some goals for yourself. And unfortunately, some of your friends, they start play hating and getting ticked off, and then all of a sudden your loved one, your lover, your significant other is going to break up with you because you don't spend quality time with them enough because you got so much work to do. And everybody can relate ever since High Five made that song Quality Time. So tonight I'll spend quality time with you. Don't you know that I'll be right there for you? Rest in peace to Tony Thompson, the original lead singer of High Five. Man, everybody knows that quality time is important, but being free, it's also important. It's like you're just having a good time, just feeling free. You're trying to go beyond the distance, see the world. I mean, take some time out of your family's house. Like mostly grown folks living with their parents, they need some time to get out on their own, ride around city to city like I do whenever I don't have to work or I'm not required to work. But it's mostly like a Friday night type thing. Like after you get out of work from 9 to 5 or earlier than that, like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. the sun is shining, and of course spring is on its way. So you start to get your car cleaned. Like let's say that you ride a convertible 1967 Pontiac GTO, just feeling good, feeling great, just having a good time, rolling around, bumping some smooth tunes. I mean, jazz tunes or instrumentals with some fly samples from the past, jazzy samples, the funky bass lines, feeling smooth. Even if you have to play some chopped and screwed, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, when the song is chopped and screwed, it's smooth. I know it's slowed down, and sometimes it's chopped up, but sometimes you don't have to chop the song up. Like chop, chop, screw, screw. Like just slow it down. Like keep it smooth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, slow is smooth, and like, but unfortunately, you really have to slow down because freedom can really get you distracted. I had to learn some things the hard way, and like, you're too laid back. What's the point? You won't get enough money. You won't even satisfy your friends and family. Like, come on now. Stop playing Tom cheap. I mean, work is important. Take care of your business on a 24/7, or maybe make that 8 to 9 hours every 5 days. That's like you got to work 40 hours 5 days a week, unless you work 48, which is Saturday. Unless you're going to work 56 hours, which is all week. No freedom. Man, it's tough, but you're doing this to yourself. You're doing this to remind you that I've been free too much. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but fortunately, okay, it's like, where do I go from here? I mean, when you feel too free, like on a daily basis, you start to ask questions like stressing yourself out. Like, where do I go from here? I mean, just stop. You're just doing all these hardships, like asking all harsh questions, and you're confused. And why are you doing all that? Because your parents are reminding you that you've been too free, you too relaxed. Like, you need to make more money. You need to work more hours. You need to spend quality time with others. I mean, you isolating yourself, and like, it's not a good sign. I mean, you don't have to do that. You're getting too old to be relaxing. I mean, you ain't got enough money to, this, that, whatever, tit tat, yeah, chit chat, snip, snap. Stop all that. But yeah, I do know that being free, you gotta feel thankful to be free. Like kids who got finished with their homework and even did their homework on a Friday night. Like, not Friday night. They get their homework done when they get home from school on a Friday. And once they get their homework done, like, let's say that John Doe and Jane Doe, they both had homework on the weekend. They ask for help when they're stuck, and they even help each other out. And they get out of school at 3 o'clock, and since they are the first individuals to be dropped off from the school bus to their house, like, let's just say that it takes 8 minutes from their school to deal with traffic and blah, 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 to make it to their house. 3:08, they're at home on a Friday afternoon, and school's done for the week because it's Friday, like I said. And they decided to get inside, take care of their homework, whether by themselves if they know how to do the questions, or ask for help. Ask each other, ask the parents, and then bam, they get done with their homework, all of their homework around between 3:30 to 4 o'clock, because it's more than one subject. And after 4 o'clock is over, all their homework is done for the weekend. They will have to turn it in on Monday. So that means they have quality time, having some fun, going outside to the city park, going to the city park and watching out for the individuals who does not look like they're going to have a good time. See, they're being aware. They got a bright mind ahead of them, and a smart eye to watch every movement they make. Cause guess what? All madness is about to be exposed by more than one eye, because everybody has two eyes and they got to watch out for random things, because being free, it can also lead to consequences like being kidnapped or murdered or robbed, because especially, and it's more than a hood thing, you're just free minding your business, just having a good time with your friends, and all of a sudden the older kids, the high schoolers, they start to get on your turf, like vandalize, like as if they're gonna pee on the grass, pee on the ground, because they think that the park or like a basketball court or anywhere where all the kids hang out on a Friday, like they mark, it's like marking an X on a territory, which is not just for the teenagers. Because it's an all individuals, like public property. But the big kids want to make it a private property, like all for the teenagers only. And then all of a sudden the kid was like hopscotching, and all of a sudden the teenage boy picked her up. It's like making her feel uncomfortable, because hey Missy, get out of here. And then all of a sudden a little kid that was with the girl that was hopscotching, he's like, you leave her alone, you big bully. Or what? You can't even fight me. Oh yes I can. And then all of a sudden, being brave to a high schooler, the kid gets jumped. And then all of a sudden he gets peed on. Look, everybody can take freedom to a whole new level, but they don't know the true meaning of it. And the big kids, they have the power. They're outnumbering the kids. Bruh. They're stronger than the little kids. So the kid who got jumped and urinated on, he wasn't afraid to tell the parents. But sometimes when you tell a parent, it's like you got to be aware of the weak spots, the weaknesses. So you need to stop what you're doing and take time seriously. I mean, think about it. Who are you trying to impress? You trying to impress your friends, or are you trying to impress yourself? Because freedom, it really does get you humiliated in the end. So the kids' freedom to hang out at the park was ruined by a group of teenagers who had the audacity to claim that they rule the spot, they rule the world. Jerks are everywhere. Murderers are everywhere. mean, rapists and kidnappers. I'm like, it's getting worse. And some parents, after being told this, they were like, "Hey, what more can you do? I mean, you know you should have backsassed that older guy. Shame on you to think that way. If I was a parent, I'm like, oh yeah, it's on now. Now I'm gonna bring you. First off, we're gonna get you cleaned up. We're gonna take a bath, and then we're gonna get you cleaned up. And then let's just say that if I was at the place, and the bullies, the teenagers, they're like, "Oh, you want some too, old man?" And what would I say? I would be like, "Yeah, I want you to do the same. I want you to humiliate me like you did my little son. But go ahead. I ain't scared of you. I may be older, but I ain't that stupid." So let's just say that the teenager who humiliated the kid by jumping him and peeing on him decided to take a shot, like have a fist. Do a fist fight. And I won. I beat him. All I could do is just jab him, duck when he takes the blow, and do some spins like woo, like try not to let him hit you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight back. But unfortunately, you have a group of teenagers that's watching, and you gotta be aware of them too, because they can outnumber you. They might want a piece of the action. And all of a sudden, let's just say that I knocked him out. I knocked him on the ground. Like, boom, punch to the face, and then like he's laying on the ground. And I warn the other teenagers, if you dare try to claim this place as your property, you got another thing coming, young men. Matter of fact, y'all ain't young men. Y'all wussies. Like, name calling. And then all of a sudden, I take my son home and like did something for the little kids. Being a strong, modern example of why we got to get rid of bullies and beware. And beware of these so-called issues. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, the bully who got knocked out, he starts to get back up. And let's just say that he had a knife running towards me. And if the teenager had a knife running towards me, the leader of the pack, the little kids would be like, "Mister, look out!" And even my son would be like, "Daddy, knife!" I turn around and he is like, let's just say that he's this close, like, dun, 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 dun. Oh! But instead, he was unlucky. Instead of stabbing me, somebody shot the knife out of his hand. Oh! And then he looks to the left. Everybody's looking to the left. And I'm looking in the right with all the kids. And after they hear the guns, like, "What? Hide!" Knowing that it was the police officer that pulled the trigger. And since he spotted what I did for my child, if I had one, he would have to step up. The police have to step up. Grown folks have to step up and protect their children who has been bullied by someone older than them, claiming that they are taking their freedom away, their privileges to have some fun at the city park, wherever you can. And even in the real world, you have to be aware of everybody that's going to take away your freedom. Whether it's the government, whether it's the naysayers, the voters who voted for one person and all had to agree. Whether later on, everybody who voted against the person because one naysayer told them, they find out that the naysayer is a liar, because the naysayer that made everyone vote against the president, the senator, or whoever you can call the chief, the head honcho, you know. Let's just say that the naysayer was exposed for lying to all the audience that fell for his bull. I mean, it can happen. A lot of people are not who they are, so be aware of the naysayers. Beware of ill will, the individuals who decided to take a jab at you because you're so small, and even when they do racist things like racial slurs and whatnot. Man, this madness might like this is one good reason why I thought about freedom and why it can be a bad thing. Freedom is a bad thing every now and then, but who knows exactly where freedom is going to lead you to. It could lead to death. Give me liberty or give me death. It can lead you to being locked up. Because sometimes there's a bad example of freedom, and why freedom is important to pay attention to, because next thing you know, when it comes to the time of war, there's no freedom. When it comes to pandemic, there's no freedom. There is nothing that's good about life when you're not free. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I don't understand why people are misled and heard about this. Because they're putting themselves in danger. So be aware of freedom and know what it truly means, because it's timely. When you have important things, you got to leave freedom alone for, I don't know, maybe a week. Like, take care of business. Let God guide you. And then one day, when the world is over with, burnt up to a crisp, Judgment Day, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You're welcome to heaven's kingdom. Now that is when you are 100% free in the end. But until then, think about freedom on earth and be aware of the pros and cons, mostly the cons. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So why not? Why not have a good time? Get along with others and just like dance the night away. Go out to eat. Go to the beach. Go see your favorite team play a sporting event. Go to a wedding. Support your friends and family, and even go to the movies. Do all you can when you have free time. But when you're a Christian, your free time is when you put your hand on the Bible. You open it up, read, meditate, study, day and night. More than one chapter a day. When you wake up in the morning, read one chapter. When it's lunchtime, you can read a chapter. When you're about to go to bed, read one chapter, and then next day you start over. Just like saying prayers, you got to know when to keep up, because time is not to be judged, not to be messed with, wasted. But freedom is not to be mishandled and misidentified. So what would you do if you have freedom? I would exactly take it seriously and then realize what it means to me. Because without freedom, there is no God. He's the main reason why we have freedom. God's grace and mercy brought us through. And he can even take it away if we let him, because of the devil. And the more the devil steals our joy, the more we're chained up, locked up, working in the cornfield, cotton fields. Slavery all over again, my friends. But I'd rather stay free than to die a slave. So be aware of freedom and what it means, and try to make freedom stand out to you when you have a chance. And that'll be all for now. That is all that I have to say about freedom, and for real, I'd rather take my time and spend it wisely. And on that note, if you like what you're hearing, for Cold Man's Winter Season 3, all you gotta do is the following. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, TC Jones Edits, and there will be more in stores. But not only that, this following episode of Cold Man's Winter has been brought to you by none other than Sweet Lady of the Week, where an individual, a female individual, gets recognition. And for this episode, I want to give it to a special female individual. And that woman that I'm referring to, that sweet lady, is Dolly Greer. And shout out to Dolly Greer, by the way. Family, and no matter what happens, Dolly, just know that I never forgot about you. Because in times like this, special recognition is needed, and it always matters, because God allows me to think about certain individuals that needed some recognition, like need some praise, and try to put them in a good mood. A good mood. With all that being said, this is yours truly, Taylor Jones, signing out.